This episode of Royal Key is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline.ag is more than just an online betting platform. They boast a focus on the player approach and have built their reputation on offering clients nothing but the best. From cutting-edge technology, enticing promotions, and the latest sports betting odds, BetOnline, the best online betting site on the internet. Also, stay tuned to the end of the episode for your chance to win this Lipscomb Academy football pack.
What's going on, world? Brand new episode of Royal Key there on your screen. I'm your host, George Kill of Koiski, and I'm here with none other than Super Bowl champ and current head coach of Lipscomb Academy football, Trent Dilfer. What's going on, man?
Thanks for having me, man. This is cool.
For sure. Now, before we get into Lipscomb's facilities and what's going on around here, I want to take it back to 94. My first thing about 94, who in the hell is Mel Kiper?
Oh man, remember that? There's a great story behind that. My agent at the time didn't want me to go to Indianapolis. They came up, they were obviously going to take Marshall Faulk, and then they could have taken me and Marshall in the same draft, and for whatever reason, my agent at the time convinced me not to do it. He said, you can't go play there, we're not going to let you play there, they do bad contracts, they're not going to be a winner. And I regret this, but I believed it, and we told them we wouldn't go there. I'd sit out the whole year because I was a junior, and then the next year was expansion, figuring I'd be the first pick of the expansion franchises. So, Mel attacks the GM. The GM really can't say publicly what had happened, and it becomes this viral thing. They still play it to this day. Come draft, I feel really badly that thing still has a long tail, so to speak.
Today I asked, for those outside of Tennessee, who in the hell is Lipscomb Academy?
This was a storied program for a long time, represented by the state championship trophies behind us. They had a great legendary head coach, Coach Mack, and he unfortunately passed away. I think it's 8 years ago. And the shock of him passing, transition of staffs, private school sectors changing, moving up a division, lots of reasons, but the program really took a dive. And I think that what we are right now is we're a rebuilding program where we're trying to get back to what they once were, but we're doing it very differently.
Right. Now, we started with you guys. You guys are actually our first high school that we've ever featured on the Royal Key series. What has changed around here?
Really, the mindset coming in here was to make this a human development program masked as a high school football team, but to have the resources for the kids that a Division I college football team would have. We are a private school. We can do some things that other people can't do because of that. In terms of resourcing, our community has been fantastic that way. And we had nice bones, I would say. The McAdams Center, which we're sitting in, has an indoor facility, full team meeting space, equipment room, and then obviously this coach's office, which has been built since I've been here. We have a lot of bells and whistles. We have a great stadium, we have great practice fields. We just built a 3,000 square foot sound stage so we can do pregame concerts with A-list artists before every home game. We have 2 weight rooms. We have a full-time nutritionist that I brought on board. We have a full-time academic coach, budgets for tutoring, private tutors, study halls. We feed the kids every day during the off season, not just the season. We have an NFL strength coach. Really, we just want to serve these kids and give them every tool possible.
One thing I applaud you on is using your connections and bringing them here.
It's 25 years in football, 14 playing, 11 as an analyst, head coach of Elite 11, having my fingers in all aspects of the game, and have made some incredible relationships. I'll start with Nike. I've been a Nike guy since 1994. They've moved heavy into the team-centric part, so it fit perfectly that now I'm a head coach of a football team, not just a camp series, that they wanted to be invested in that. So as you can see, brand Jordan, Nike, and then Vices, obviously it's the safest helmet in football. Player protection's at the forefront of every conversation. My wife actually is the one that did this. She was like, If our son was alive, we lost his son when he was 5.5. Everybody knows the story. If he was alive and he was playing high school football, what would you buy him, Trent? I said, well, I'd buy him a Vices. It wouldn't even be a conversation. She goes, well, then we're going to buy every kid on this team Vices helmets. So my wife bought the entire program Vices helmets, and they, threw some sugar on top, made us our own color. This is Mustang purple. We have the best Oakley visors, which is a partner of them. So our kids not only are the safest, but they're the dopest too. The team issue ball, a coach of mine at Elite 11, Craig Nall, was one of the first guys to really partner with them. He started bringing out to Elite 11. We all loved it, so they did all the branding for it. I can go on and on and on. We've established a lot of other partnerships since I've been here.
I have to ask you about this photo here. You broke your hand,
Yep.
Super Bowl champ. I've read other stories about you being the only NFL quarterback to get ejected from a game.
Yes.
So you have some fights.
Not my proudest moment.
But you translate to these guys that you have to be super competitive to play this game. And talk to me about that.
Yeah, I think you have to play with an edge. You can play with an edge and be respectful and classy and show humility. Now, you do that within the rules. You do that with a high level of class. I write every day on game day, be the thermostat. Don't be the thermometer. Go into a room and jack up the thermostat and say, hey, this is how hot it's going to be up in here. I wanted a couple key themes that everybody walked in here understood that I believe in. One is that the edge of uncomfortable is where you find greatness. And what I learned was that you can't really touch greatness unless you're willing to get uncomfortable. And then, do hard things. If you go seek out hard things and challenges, you go look for the highest mountain with the steepest cliffs and those jagged rocks and say, that's the mountain I want to climb. Because the reward at the end of that climb is far greater than a little bump in the road. They go, oh, okay, I can jog over that one. And one of the unique things we have here is the Pregame Concert. So Sheryl Crow Week 1, other A-list artists coming. Well, we also want them to have an A-list experience. So we have what they call the Coach's Suite Terrace. Very generous family. The Sutton family has built this terrace, and our VIPs, our rock stars and their bands can sit out here right off the head coach's office and enjoy the game. And the view is incredible. Really cool experience for our booster club, people that have really invested in this program. I'm a little bit of a detail freak. Everything that you do matters. The way you do small things is the way you do all things. So one of the things I'm trying to get our community to buy into is there is no task too small that doesn't matter in our pursuit of being champions. So the girl that planted these flowers, she was very detailed in what she did. The guy that lines the field is as important as the guy that teaches the offensive line how to block. How they're greeted at the entrance and showing our Lipscomb hospitality. The grace we show opponents and feeding them after games, making sure they get on the bus with food. Our game day operations crew. I can go on and on and on that there's nothing that doesn't hit my desk. That I want to make sure that is done to the level of excellence that everything else is done. Well, this is our indoor facility, the Christian Family Development Center at the McAdams complex. So we've obviously had legendary families here, both from Coach Mack. The Christian family has been one of the truly great Lipscomb families that allows us to do some of this stuff. So we just poured in a bunch of resources for the new branding here. That is our team mantra. That is what we stand for, being set apart, not in an arrogant way, but in a way that, they share the message that we're trying to share by their actions, by their investment, by their interactions and connections with other people. So everything we do, we want to be front and center, we want to be set apart. We've been able to honor some athletes of our past. You can see there's kids out here playing right now. This place is always active. We always have from 5th graders to seniors in high school in here getting extra work in. A lot of NFL athletes that come back into Nashville train here. A lot of college athletes getting ready for the draft train here. In fact, I would argue that come back in February and you won't find a more active NFL college football training ground than Lipscomb Academy, because they understand that we have the resources to service them, and they love the vibe.
All right, CJ, Trent told us about everything going on around here. You look good, you play good, right?
Yes, sir, always.
So you have this display here, but first let's start here with the coaches' apparel.
We got the coaches' corner here, a couple different options. We got the gray pants with the black top, and then the white top with the black pants. I got the coach's hat here, official sideline gear, stock shoes, and then if you have a business meeting or anything like that, brought out this desk there. Moving on, we want to show you guys kind of a day in the life of a player. So day one, we'll have you come in, grab a backpack. Start off, we got the cotton gray.
That's always a classic cotton gray.
Yeah. And then if you're not a cotton fan, we got the dry fit. Players like the dry fit hoodie. Moving on, we get the long sleeve. That'll be a good one in the winter. Here's our stock tee right here. This is our favorite logo, that purple with the white. This is one of the favorites. We call this the TK hoodie. So our offensive coordinator, Trent Kirkland, he goes by TK, and he wears this style shirt just about every day. And so we got these in, we were like, man, that's a TK hoodie. And then we'll go with the purple long sleeve, kind of the reverse of our stock tee. Here's another TK hoodie option, just the darker gray there. Getting all filled up there, that's good. Now you asked about the player favorite. Obviously, that guy right there, he's a pretty popular guy, so we got the Jumpman on. Obviously, be set apart too on the sleeve. I'd say this is the crowd favorite right here. That's just the day-to-day stuff. Now you're ready to hit the field, right? So we get you with the shorts in black. Let's see if we can stuff that in there. We got the purple. Now we got 3 different dry fit tee options. And then to top it all off, we got the 2 different bottom options. You guys saw this. This is our black home jersey. This is actually the same gear that Clemson and Alabama wore in the national championship. Again, talking about be set apart, that happens on the field as well. Here's our away gear. We got the white, black number, purple outline, and then we got our alternate. We can wear this actually on the road or at home. Just got to give the other team a heads up before we do it.
Now tell me about this helmet.
Player safety is a huge deal for Trent, for all of us on the coaching staff as well. A couple cool things about Visus is they changed the way they build helmets. So the outer shell is actually soft. You can kind of see it's bending there. The inside of the helmet, they have this column structure. It'll bend and buckle, but it'll never fully compress. So if you think about a car accident, the bumper on your car kind of takes the heat of the blow and then distributes it around the car. That's the same way this helmet works. I think it's 99% custom fit. And then the purple, we're actually the only football team in the country that has this color on our helmet this year. Visus actually made this color specifically for us. They're gonna call it Mustang purple and release it to the rest of the world after this season.
All right, now I'm here with my guy TK. Now TK, first off, I hear the TK hoodie is hot around here.
The TK hoodie is probably the best merchandise you can buy right now.
Where are we now?
Yeah, so we're in the varsity locker room right now. You know, one of the biggest blessings from Coach Dilfer is you get the best of everything in the country, right? So obviously we've talked about the helmets and the visor, but kind of going in more depth. Everybody's gonna get the Vapor cleats, right? You get the best jerseys in the country. Obviously Dilfer being a Nike guy, it's all Nike and all gotta be Jumpman. We got our custom balls we got from Big Game out in Texas. And then just recently bought the Guardians. And you'll see most of Division I programs in the country, Texas Tech, Texas, TCU, Ohio State, they all have the Guardians, which obviously help with preserving the paint, but more importantly on the helmet for concussions as well. So now we're in the Barber Shop. This is probably my favorite place. Coach Bouchard and myself, this is our idea coming into here, just seeing all the Division I colleges that have these barber shops. It's all about sizzle nowadays. So the first barber I actually went to in Antioch in the area of Nashville, he cut me up, and then now he's gonna end up being our personal barber. So we're gonna have Thursday night cuts every single Thursday for about 3 or 4 hours. The kids come in, get some cuts. This barber chair right here, to be specific with it, it's from 1950. There's another barber in the area, and everybody's saying, hey, this guy has like 500 barber chairs down in his basement. So we go down there, and we couldn't believe it. I mean, legit, probably 100, 200 barber chairs. And so we found this one, Koken. It's one of your best brands you can get. It's a Cadillac of barber chairs. The governor of Tennessee, basically it's been a tradition because he lives so close. He'll work out at the university and then he'll go home. Well, from now, we got this new weight room being in place, and it's gonna be the best weight room in the country because the people that built the best weight room in the country are building ours. And so he will actually work out in the mornings. He'll come here, he'll shower right in there, he'll be able to sit down on the couch, chill, watch TV, and this is his own personal locker. So Governor Lee, it's his kind of his spot. All right, so now we're in our weight room that actually just got done. Like I said earlier, the people that have built the #1 weight room in the country, they're building ours, all right? And so in the process, they said this will be the best weight room in the entire country. And as you can tell, it's incredible. 16 racks total, that's what we're working with. 5 power plates, 5 Swiss swings. The person that directed all of this stuff is Luke Richardson. Just to give you a backstory, Luke last year was the #1 NFL strength coach in the country. He was a strength coach for the Houston Texans. Before that, the Denver Broncos. He's one of the founders of XOs, which is the #1 pre-draft combine training facility and company in the country. And so when he got here in March, his biggest thing was, if I'm going to be the strength coach, I need the best weight room to work with. And so he went with Sorenex. I mean, with all his work he's done, he's made it, and as you can tell, it's the best.
So for a special viewer of the Lipscomb Academy episode, we're actually going to be sending you Mustang Football Be Set Apart swag bag.
And to find out how to win that pack, follow Koisky Media and George Kill 3 on Instagram and Twitter. Until next time, your host, George Kill.
Thanks again to BetOnline.ag for sponsoring this episode of Royal Key. Join them today and use the promo code RoyalKey for a 50% welcome bonus. Again, that's BetOnline.ag. Make sure to subscribe to youtube.com/KoiskyMedia to see more Royal Key episodes